Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am not in San Antonio, or I am actually in Fort Worth doing a little bit of fishing and visiting some family. But Fort Worth is just like Houston, man. It's got water everywhere. And today we're gonna hit up some subdivision ponds, just hit up some places that on Google Maps. I don't fish here obviously too often since I live in San Antonio, but I have fished here before. And this particular spot I have not fished before, but I have fished in Fort Worth many times, and it's usually hit or miss. You know, some of the ponds are really active and got a lot of bass, have a lot of activity, have a lot of life. The other ponds just do not have any life at all, and you know, it's usually hit or miss. But these subdivision ponds usually prove to be pretty good. So I apologize if you can't see me. It's probably about 6:30 in the morning. Clouds are going to burn off, I hope. Today is supposed to be around in the 70s, which is pretty weird for late November, but it should be a lot colder, especially being up in Fort Worth. But I think this weather's really had everybody kind of turned around, just the way it's been acting out. But got the new setup, the new rod and reel, and I got a pack of Cincos and some other baits. I'm looking at the water right now, and it is like glass, so not sure on the clarity, but let's see if we can't get to it.
All right, guys, this is the first of a series of ponds that go further down, but oh, the water's like coffee. It's not really good visibility at all. Ooh, there you go, there's a bite. That didn't take long at all. So they are in here. The little guy. Throw him back. Yeah, so usually when I start out on a pond that I've never been before, I'll usually work the banks pretty hard before I start casting out to the middle. Reason being, it depends on the time of day, but the reason being is because, you know, a lot of them will head up shallow since it's not too hot. There's another one. Man, they are all about the same size in this little tiny pond. Just little bass. I don't know that we're gonna find anything big in here, but it's probably because it doesn't get real too deep. You know, that's not to say that the larger bass don't live in shallow water, but you know, when it's cold like this outside, they tend to hide either deep or around structure, and I'm just not seeing it. Might have to go to a bigger pond because this is really, really tiny. I mean, this series of ponds that comes down, the water that comes down, it's not big at all. And like I said, I'm just throwing across the bank. You know, they're coming out of these little rocks and slamming it, but not very big.
All right, guys. Well, that was not what I expected. You know, I expected to catch a little bit more. I only caught about 2 fish. Didn't stay there for very long. You know, I was all along the bank and everything, and you know, it just seemed like it was just a bunch of dinks. I was getting a bunch of little bites, just a bunch of little fish. So I don't know how long that water's been there. It looked like it'd been there a while, but you know, it didn't look very deep at all the way around. It looked like it did not get any deeper than 3 feet. So, you know, I don't know if there's any big bass in there, but we didn't catch them today. But I planned on actually hitting a couple of spots today, not just one. So we are on our way to the next spot, and I think this one actually hugs a golf course. So I'm on Google Maps right now, trying to make my way around Fort Worth, and let's see if we can't catch a slunch. Stick with me. All right, guys, we're at the second location. I am in a subdivision right now, and I believe it's actually a golf course. So it looked like there was a creek that I guess that goes through it, and I'm looking at it as I pull up. You know, you can't really tell from Google Maps from the top view, but as I'm looking at it now, you actually have to go through the golf course to get to the creek. So I don't know how, you know, if there's anybody on the golf course now, if it's closed, or I don't know anybody, you know, with these residents. I don't know if they're gonna say anything, but I'm parked right here. Looks like it's just public parking. There's a bunch of cars here, so let's try to get on and let's try not to get kicked out, but stick with me.
Yeah, so it looks like this is where the golf, you can see the creek up there, but this is where the golf carts, like a golf cart drive, I guess. But I guess if they say anything, I'm just gonna pretend and say, hey, well, I'm not from around here. I didn't know. Play the ignorant foreigner. But man, there's a big dam right here. That should be juicy for some. Man, look at this. This thing goes way out. Man, I'm not gonna have time to cover all of this. I wonder how the water looks though. There's a huge wall over here. See, here's where you tee off. There's not one golfer out here today. Might be closed. Ooh, the water looks gross. The water looks disgusting. It looks like chocolate milk. But that doesn't mean there's not bass in here. Man, I do not know where I'm going. Let me go around the other side. Came to the other side. There's a little waterfall over here. Oh, there he is. There he is. I think I caught one. Man, he came through the bank. Something scared him. Ah, he didn't have it in his mouth. Man, that was a nice one too. All right, we made it over here. Waterfalls are always great for catching bass. Anywhere there's water movement is always good. But I'm trying to fish this spot first before I get on that side. See, I don't know if this is normally dry or not. Maybe because of recent rains it started doing this. But, oh, I think I got one. Yeah, he's definitely pulling on it. Oh, that's not a bad one. Yeah, they're in here. I didn't even know he had it. He was swimming with it. Well, like I said, anywhere there's water movement, like a waterfall, like you could see up there. They should right there by the grass, and man, he took it. All right, buddy. Thank you for playing. There he goes. Well, the sun's coming out. Maybe it'll burn off some of these clouds. Oh, I see a lot of golfers. I gotta get to some cover before they tell me anything. I think on this side of this little house should be pretty good. Yeah, you can see the creek goes all the way that way. I'll try to walk across right here. Whoa. Go. All right. That wind's starting to pick up though. Now that the sun's out, I think I got a bite. Just a little guy. Come on, come on. Hey, his teeth are sharp though. Yeah, duck's over there laughing at me. I think I caught another one. Let's see. Yeah, they're all about the same size. One after the other. Alright, buddy. I think I caught one back here on the other side of the creek. I can't see him. Gotta fix my drag. Come on. That looks like a better one. Oh yeah, it looks like a good one. I can't get over to him though. Let's see. There you go. Ah, he's stuck on some fishing line. Can I walk over there? Oh, there you go. That's a nice one right there. Yeah, he was up shallow, all right. That's a nice one. Yeah, look, you can see where, I guess it opens up to like a big old giant river or something. But the creek that I was in was back that way. Decided to come to deeper water just to try it out, just to see if there's anything hanging out in the shallows. And sure enough, I was just dragging this along the top because I didn't want to get stuck on the weeds. And look at that. That's the biggest one of the morning. It's not bad. It's maybe 2.5 pounds, but still better than the dings from earlier. So I was even trying the golf course ponds and nothing. I mean, other than the little, you know, less than 1 pounders, but that's a nice bass right there. All right, I guess let me throw her out there because I don't want to get stuck in these weeds. There she goes. She's finding her way out there. Yep. Not bad. So yeah, that's why I love this little crawl right here, because you can actually use it as top water. You know, just tuck the barb and you can actually skate it along the top. Try not to get stuck. Which is what I was doing until she just like annihilated it. Man, see how big? It's like a giant lake. It doesn't even look like a pond. But see, I was back over there where it feeds into a creek, and to the left, it's actually a dam that flows into another creek. So I'm gonna go check out the dam situation and see if we can capitalize, see if we can't see some bass. Ooh, I think I got one. Yep. I knew there was at least one in here. Ah, he did let go. Good jerk. I threw it up by that pipe and man, he just came out and smashed it. I should have let him take it. Alright, this looks promising right here. Oh, there you go. Ah! What happened? Why did you let him take it? Ah! He popped me off. That looks like a good one too. Alright. Stay tuned. Let me tie on. See if we can't get him. Stick with me. Oh, I got one. There it is. Hey, he didn't have it in his mouth. Great. Oh, looks like there's another little waterfall on this side. But I'm hearing thunder, which isn't good. Rain chances for today were supposed to be minimal. Well, never fails. I'm out there having fun, and it decides to rain. Yep. It's raining. pretty hard earlier. I had to wait it out under a tree. Now it's drizzling, but yeah, I might pick another spot on the way. But yeah, I can't fish here anymore. That little creek, I didn't want to be in there because it looked like the water started rising, and that's definitely a bad scenario to be right in the area where it could flood and potentially get you stuck. So not a bad little spot. I didn't do too bad over here. I can't believe I missed 2 in that creek. I really thought that was going to be fire, and you know, ended up missing. 1 just broke me off, and then another 2 just kind of split as soon as I brought them in. That 1 felt pretty good, but unfortunately, you know, it didn't work out that way. Oh well. Still caught a nice one over here in the creek that goes under the bridge. But stick with me. Let's see if we can get another spot or find a place where it's not raining. I gotta check the forecast, find out where it's moving to, see on the radar where it's clear. But stick with me, guys. All right, guys, I am soaking wet. I made it back to the car, back to the area where the car's at, and yeah, you can see in the background there's still golfers out there golfing. But man, I'll you know, Fort Worth got some great water, great ponds. I didn't do as much as I wanted to today. I really wanted to catch some bigger ones, maybe some of size. Did end up catching 1 fatty, but you know, all in all, it wasn't a bad trip. You know, I was just pond hopping from one place to the next, and you know, was able to capitalize on a few. But it's coming down. It's actually, the rain's heading this way. I was checking the weather forecast. I was really hoping it wasn't, but unfortunately it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. I gotta head back to San Antonio. Stay tuned. I want to do more trips like this. Definitely want to be pond hopping in different cities and stuff like that. Definitely want to, you know, go around Texas just finding different ponds and stuff. But you know, I had a blast today. You know, although I didn't catch, you know, nearly what I wanted to, a bunch of dinks. But yeah, these golfers out here are dedicated because it's about to come down. It came down earlier too. I'm drenched. I'm soaking wet and got a long drive. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for support, everything you do for the channel. Thank you so much for watching. But I will see you guys on the next one.